rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Yes, you will, Precious. You will get the hose.
Welcome to the Hasn't Been 3 Days podcast with your hosts, Justin and BJ. And we talk about 3 day old
Was I supposed to introduce you? Hey, BJ. Okay. Sorry. 3 day old news.
Yeah, we're going to talk about 3 day old news. We might talk some sports. We might talk some movies. We might talk whatever else we want to talk about. And we have some MVP listeners listening. We have some MVP co-hosts listening in. And thank you to them. But if you have any feedback or questions or comments for the podcast, email us. The email box, number 3, dayoldpodcast@gmail.com. We will respond to you. We will talk to you. And I just want to say thank you for the Rabel siblings running the show last week.
What an interesting episode.
That was awesome. And the little ode to the Silence of the Lambs, I want to shout out Nate real quick. Nate, you were so kind to me. I just really appreciate you. You're a good dude. I'm wondering if Nate, this is a shout out and a question. This is like public speaking 101. You don't do these things. You don't ask a public crowd how they're doing when you're public speaking. That's rule number 1. When you're doing a podcast with somebody else, you don't ask somebody who's not on the podcast a question because they can't answer it. But I'm going to do it anyway.
He'll answer you later somehow.
So he quoted Silence of the Lambs, or you quoted with the lotion on the skin with that clip, and it was Silence of the Lambs. That used to be my favorite movie, and I think Nate knew that. He didn't say that, but does Nate remember going to premiere night of we went to Hannibal together?
Oh.
On that. So, yeah, we've had Nate's a movie guy. That's awesome.
He's a movie nerd, just like Alex is space nerd.
Yeah.
Nate's a movie nerd.
That's all right. That's all good.
It's all good.
So, how are you, Justin? Good job last week.
Well, hey, thanks. A lot of good things that I attempted to do last week all by myself. Especially, I don't know how to do anything. I guess I don't know how to host and produce at the same time, I realized.
Well, there's a lot that goes into it. It's kind of like the play-by-play and the color commentator. They got to have this good back and forth, and I think you and I have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. When you're trying to do it all, it's a little bit difficult.
Well, and some of my stuff that I was gonna play audio-wise wasn't working, and then I think I cursed it enough that the studio we used, they changed their whole format, so now everything's working. So maybe my long, stern email to them. I mean, I wish that was the case, but so yeah, it was good. It's just sometimes you sit back, producing a show real time and behind the scenes audio stuff, like we don't post edit, so some of the stuff that you see out there is all post edited. They add all that stuff in. Sometimes. So
yeah, we haven't talked about this. We've kind of alluded to it on the show that if we go to the live version of this, we can do some video live stream type of things. But
we could have like a live studio audience.
We
if
could.
We wanted to. If people...
But my question to you is this, and maybe this again is something for off the record, but
okay.
A lot of places that I'm listening to, a lot of podcasts I listen to that are kind of still up and coming, they have a bigger following because they're popular and like famous people, but they do their stuff through YouTube, like their video through YouTube. Don't we have a YouTube channel through the podcast too?
We do. Now, I think they use the podcast section that's where we upload our podcast to. It is through the podcast. We still need something to generate the video and get that on there and have like a studio of some sort.
I see. So YouTube doesn't have a studio per se.
Not that I have found.
That's not free anyway.
Yeah, like the shout out to Riverside. We use Riverside, but there's another one called StreamYard. It's similar,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
but StreamYard is what a lot of like what radio stations that put their stuff up on social medias, and they
Okay.
use StreamYard to bring in guests to have conversations because they record their they record their they're on video for their radio station,
Okay.
so they get another stream of, they're on AM radio or FM radio, but then they StreamYard, so it goes live to YouTube. Essentially, is what they do. So
cool.
But yes, if
Anyway.
I had more time, more money,
Yeah,
this would be a better.
Always the problem.
Yeah. Maybe I just quit my job. One of us just quit our jobs. Both of us could quit our jobs. Let's just win the lottery.
Or have Oprah Winfrey send us each $1 million.
Well, yeah, there are some billionaires out there that could probably just give everybody $1 million and they'd still be wealthy.
That is true, but then that would defeat we are not a socialist economy, so.
True. Well, yeah, so thanks for the kind words. Yes, thanks to my brother and sister for joining the podcast and having fun with that. We had a family gathering this weekend, and it was sort of the conversation of my mom didn't know what to expect. My mom and dad didn't know that Nate and Michael were going to be on. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell you. And Mom was like, "Oh, I was sitting, I was wherever she was sitting. She was like, I was just curious what was going to come out of Michael's mouth about things that she felt like she got away with or didn't." So it was kind of funny. So I was like, "Yeah, I kind of was too."
I will say there were like multiple moments that I laughed out loud listening to the episode. It was really good. I listened to, you said you felt like there was some dead air, and I couldn't tell because I listened at 2 times speed. So
I think it's just me because I am driving the whole thing, and then I was just trying to self-consciously, I was also trying not to repeat conversations that we've had in the past and kind of drive some new things, kind of like just asking my sister about like, hey, what things did we get away with that you didn't, and stuff like that, just to drive conversations. And so I was trying to do that because we could tell the same funny stories over and over. And
I think so. This was really cool. I want to just touch on this real quick. This was cool because you talked to them both about the kind of music they listen to cruising O Street.
Oh yeah.
So, like, you 3 are at an age where you have different sections of friends. Like you're older than me, but we hung out, and then I'm Nate's age, so then I got to hang out with Nate and my brother and stuff, and then Michael's even younger, and so she had a whole different genre of a generation of people. So Nate, I was hoping, because Michael went first and she talked about her stuff, and then Nate, oh my gosh, he killed it. That was so awesome because I knew he was going to say that. Oh brother, where art thou soundtrack.
Oh my gosh.
I got to tell this story though. It's so funny.
Go ahead.
But we were driving O Street, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was right around the time that Brady got the convertible, and so we had
was it a LeBaron?
Yeah, the Chrysler LeBaron.
Was it red?
It was red, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And we had the top down, and we had that just blaring, and we were all singing like off key and crazy, having fun, and we were driving down O Street. I think that was the night that we turned left out of the right hand turn lane on O Street.
I've heard this story. Yeah,
that was fun. We had
that's
a good
just
time.
Normal Nate's driving though. That's why he was in so many car wrecks. When they kept on wrecking my cars.
Well, then that speaking of that, the comment about Michael was with him when he hit the parked car.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And it came out of nowhere.
On the way to Pound, the sun got in his way, I guess.
I loved his dry reason, like with no hesitation. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Just the bullet just like what Forrest Gump says, just jumped up and bit him.
Just jumped up and bit him. That's right. Yeah.
It bit him right in the buttocks. Oh gosh, yeah, no, it was good. It was pretty funny. I had uh, still kind of poking fun at Alex a little bit because everybody got a kick out of the clip I put out there of talking about space turds floating around. Oh my gosh, my dad was rolling at that. My dad said that was one of the funniest clips that he had heard in a while.
Yeah, that was good.
But yeah, so good times. Yeah, no, thanks again. Thanks for filling in, and Nate and Michael, and yeah. So, what about you? What's been going on in your world? Anything exciting? Any parties, birthdays, anniversaries? I don't know.
No, not any of that per se. I had to miss because I was Heidi and I volunteered at FCA Gym Jam event at the
Oh
school
yeah,
that
that's right.
Elliot asked us to be a part of, and so the the one night last week that we had free was Thursday night, and that's too late for our podcast. So you ran with it, but yeah, we're just busy with track stuff and school stuff at end of the year. This week's another busy week, but there's always something going on for sure.
When does school end out there?
You know, they're gonna pretty close to being all year round. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it might as well be.
They might as well be. And it's funny because Heidi's kids will complain about it, and they should. You know, they out here we start in after Labor Day and we go till it's like
After Memorial.
second week of June sometimes.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, they're in school quite a bit. Graduation this year is the first weekend in June for both of our seniors, and so then I think the next week. I think the 11th is the last day of school, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Did Elliot already get his senior pictures done yet?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
All right.
Yep. So he had senior night for track last week, and so we went to that. And then Friday night we went up to Portland. He had a night meet, which was pretty cool. Twilight meet, the Jesuit Nike Twilight Relays. It was pretty cool. So.
Oh, that's cool. What time did that start and end then?
He didn't run until like 8:20.
Jeez.
And so they had to be there at 10. It's a huge one of the huge events, but it's a 2-day event, and they invite like the different classes of school. So like on Thursday it's like 5A and Friday was 6A. So it was an all day thing, and their school got up there, had to be up there at like 10:45 in the morning, and then he only ran one event, and he didn't run till 8:20 that night. So
Okay. That's a long day.
yeah.
That's long. That seems like, yeah, the only thing equivalent that I've sat through and probably going to sit through again, or will sit through again, is Brent shooting archery here and going to Louisville. And yeah, there's thousands of kids, and you sit around to shoot your time, and then you wait around if you want to for another shoot if you're signed up for multiple. And so yeah, I can't imagine, but especially kids. Kids they're so easily entertained nowadays, right? They don't get bored.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's how they get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
But well, cool. Well, good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, this week, hey, it's two things. It's literally probably only like 3 hours old, but I was trying to find some old news stuff. There really hasn't been a lot except for the same old thing. Same news stuff. I haven't found any odd stories that have been kind of fun. But so we've talked sports, we've talked NAL, we've talked kids being paid to play before. Most recently, just like today, they came out, and the quarterback that left Cincinnati and went to Texas Tech is taking a leave of absence from his team. Did you see this story?
No.
Yeah, so he's taking a leave of absence because all of his money that he used for NIL, he got caught up in gambling addiction. Anybody shocked by this?
No.
No, this is one of the tough things because, you can't bet on your own sport, but you could probably bet on other sports or have someone. But this is somebody who was probably, I think, was going to go into the draft next year, probably being a top 10 draft pick based off of, his predictions, but kind of shot himself in the foot on this one. But, yeah, this is one of those things I wish these types of things, these kids, the money could just be put in like a holding thing and you could have it at graduation, right?
Like a trust almost.
Yeah, like a trust of some sorts. That way you don't spend it all before you get it. But
well, that's a whole other concept or a whole other conversation we could have about financial planning and wealth building. Because I mean, if these people were smart, they would start a foundation for themselves or a trust, and then they could protect the money a lot easier too.
Yeah, and now it's the access to this, and the kids are being exposed to more things that they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just those are just things that we just need to be aware of, and we can help our kids navigate through things, right? Because they got millions of dollars just rolling around. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
But no, that was just today's news. He came out and he was going to be suspended, or he was going to leave or got in trouble, and then he came out and he's taking a leave of absence. And a lot of people are speculating that he's not even going to be able to play this year. Like he'll just take himself completely out. And this is one of those kids that, was at Cincinnati making decent, playing well. He played against Nebraska last year and played really well. And, it's not always greener. But maybe he had to leave Cincinnati because he had a gambling habit. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that's tough.
So
it is hard to be sympathetic towards. I mean, they're not given. There's no rules in NIL.
Correct.
There's no cap room, and they're trying to make up rules as they go. And with that in mind, I mean, when you think about the NFL, like I'm just going to talk about the NFL because they've had to make strides to help their people get more knowledge on wealth management, and because sometimes it's their NBA does the same thing where they have these rookie symposiums and they help teach them about money and teach them about some of the things they're going to face and all of that. But I doubt that there's any of that going on at the NIL level because all those schools seem to care about is winning football games and making sure that people are getting paid to come and play there.
Yeah, I would suspect, I mean, there's hardly any unless a program actually goes out of their way and does that automatically.
They'd have to do it on their own, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think about like how like Tom Osborne early on would give life skills is what they would call it at the university. And they were kind of ahead of their time. Now to do that at the level where you have to do it now because of how much they're getting. But they're lucky that they don't get taxed like they do in the NFL or based off of where they play games at, right?
Yeah.
Then those kids would never play in California or other states where they get taxed. That's one thing the NIL doesn't do. It's not a pay for, you're not being paid. You're paid for your likeness, right? Name, image, likeness. You're not being paid as a whatever. I don't know what they call it. I mean, they call it an athlete's tax, don't they? A jock tax is what they call it in the NFL.
The jock
and
tax.
NBA.
But I think that's more. I think that has more to do with the state income taxes than it does with anything else, doesn't it?
I think so too. Well, yeah. I mean, so the Super Bowl was played in California this year, and wasn't it Sam Darnold's contract? No, what was it? Whose contract was it?
It was one of the quarterbacks, and they had to pay
they ended up not
$40,000 or something.
I think like 400. Either it doesn't matter. Either way, they paying so much and they're just there for like 8 hours. You're
Yeah.
like, let's not make the Super Bowl this year at this location.
Well, and that just goes to show you, it's just dumb. We can get away from the tax law, like I lived in Kansas City, you lived in the Kansas City area.
Yeah.
If you live in Kansas side but you work on the Missouri side, there's tax situations where you can have, it's called reciprocity, and same thing here in Portland. You can live in Oregon and work in Washington, or vice versa. If you live
Mm-hmm.
close to those border places, there's tax code that benefits you and helps you. And this is just, now again, we just said we don't have a lot of sympathy for these people that have millions of dollars and don't really take care of it. But at the same time, it's not fair either way to just make up a fake tax for these people who live in one place. They're signed by a team. They choose their contracts usually because of tax reasons, or some of them do. I mean, Texas and Florida, some of these other places that don't have state income tax, they're going to get more of
Correct.
their paycheck back. But then you're going to tax them when they go to these other places to play their games. That's greed. That's greed.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think if you're, yeah, and it's about how many hours you're in the state for. They do it for.
That's why it's
Too.
dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Making it up as you go. But that's
Yep.
California for you.
It's a loophole that somebody put a loophole on a bill that got them some money that they wouldn't have otherwise gotten, and everybody didn't even know it was there till it became a big deal.
Did you also, I mean, 3-day-old news, but did you watch any of the NFL draft at all? Did you, do you like how the NFL draft is set up where they have Thursday nights just focused on on first round, and then this is second, third round, and then Saturday? Do you remember the days where like it went through Sundays?
Yeah, no, I
used to go through Sundays.
yeah, no, I don't like it at all from a fan perspective. I get why they're doing it from a news perspective. If you can spread the draft out over 3 days and have newsworthy things for 3 days, but you've basically created TV shows for Thursday night and Friday night, and then nobody cares about Saturday anymore. And
No,
that's fine. That's fine, but it was, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit old school, where it was kind of fun to tune in and see the talking heads debate over third and fourth round picks or best available or what have you. But now with the news cycle the way it is, it just, nobody cares past the first round unless it's your team. So to answer your question, no, I didn't follow anything except for my team. And I only followed it on through social media stuff. So I saw the Broncos traded for another wide receiver who's a 1A guy, and so they're going to have 3 1A or 1 receivers, which will be pretty cool. But yeah,
that'd be nice. Yeah, no, I agree. I think speeding it up too. I think it's ridiculous, especially on the first day, first round, that all these people have no idea, and they need all 15, or the 10 minutes they get or whatever they get. There shouldn't be, especially first pick, right? Like, just
you've
for
had this
TV.
many months to decide who you're going to pick. Yeah.
Yes, I think they should just have a 3-minute clock. I heard this from Mike Greenberg. It might be an old clip, but Mike Greenberg talked about something where like they should play into where you get like so many timeouts for your picks. So you only get 3 minutes to pick, but if you want to call a timeout to get the extra time, you could do it, but it would speed up the draft. But then, like somebody like Mike Greenberg being in the media is like, well, we spent all this time building these packages to talk about the people who are getting drafted and their story. Like, you don't get to see some of that. And that's kind of what you're talking about. The talking heads don't get to sit and argue or show clips and go back and forth. So, but
yeah, everybody's got a job to do, and that makes sense from that standpoint. But again, it's hard to have sympathy for it either, because you're trying to create these places of influence when you're trying to do it at a place where you have no control.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ways we live our life, is we have to be reminded of what are the things that we have control over. And some of the things you don't have control over. You probably need to stop worrying about it and getting all worked up about it. But that's hard to do in our society today. So
Yeah.
I won't.
All
I
right.
won't.
Well, Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I won't go deeper on that. We'll just let that lie for now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we'll just keep talking about money and gambling, and we should have started with the draft first and then went into the gambling piece. But Kentucky Derby week. The only reason I know this is because we'll be in Louisville next weekend. Hallelujah that we're not being in the same weekend, because that would be chaos, and I think it was done on purpose, obviously. But we're going to play a little game here in a little bit. We're going to play Do You Know Your Horse Names? And if you can tell if they're fake or they're real names. We're going to play that in a little bit. But do you follow any of the Kentucky Derby stuff? Like, do you like to watch the Triple Crown and see if are you more of like watching the second race to see if they win, or where are you at on the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, I don't follow racing like that. I won't. A family member who will not be named likes to not frequent, but sometimes we like to go to a track once in a while.
Yeah,
and it's not a horse track, but
yeah.
It's just fun to watch races. It's fun to watch. My son loves F1. Your son loves F1.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to track. We're watching human beings race, and so no, I like the races. I don't watch any of the lead up. I don't know any of the horses or know how it all works, but I know how the odds work, and I know you want to put your money on the horse that poops the last.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
he's the lightest. He's the lightest.
They're lightest.
Yeah. I mean, I can get behind that philosophy big time.
Yeah. Did you hear about in the dog race they put the little steel bunny out there that kind of they chase?
Yeah.
And there was a dog that was so fast that caught it at a track.
Oh, I don't remember hearing anything about that before.
And he bit down on the steel electric bunny, and it shocked him.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that the other day. I thought that's pretty crazy. But no, I watched the race, the Kentucky Derby.
It's probably Santa's little helper from The Simpsons. That's why The Simpsons got him.
That's what it was.
I don't really know, but it's plausible. Yeah. So, what about naming horses? What do you know about the limits to the names, or what the rules are of naming a Kentucky Derby or a Derby horse?
Yeah, I do know a little bit about this because I listened to my podcast hero, and he's talking about buying a stake in a horse and the naming rights to it. I believe it can only be 14 characters. Is that right? And
off by a few, but yes, 18 characters
18
is the
characters. Yeah, and I don't know. I just know there's limits on how long the name can be, and
it's 18 characters, including spaces and punctuations. So that's why you have these names that run together sometimes.
Can you use emojis?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You can't use filthy words.
Okay.
Makes bad words, obviously, because it gets chiseled in, Triple Crown wins something. It's got a bad name. Wouldn't look very good. Yeah, so those are the basic things. There's probably other little things that I have to do. But, with that being said, I'm going to see how good you are.
Okay.
On these names to see if they're fake or they're real horse names.
Sounds good.
So I'll throw them out there and you say what you think it might be. Seattle Slew.
That's a real name.
Oh, that's real. You're right. I had to give you an easy one.
That's an
easy one. Yeah. What about Rich Strike?
Rich Strike. That sounds like a bowling team name, so I'm going to say fake.
Dick Hammer, you're right. No, it's actually a real name. He won at 80-1 odds.
Wow.
In 2022, not that long ago.
Yeah, that's
according
to
this. Yeah, I didn't know that. What about let's see here. What about Bluegrass Bandit?
Oh, bluegrass. It's Kentucky, so Kentucky bluegrass. I'm gonna say real.
Ooh, that one's fake. No one's
Boy,
ever
I'm
named their
1 for
horse.
3.
What about Usain Colt?
That's fake.
What? Oh, how'd you know that one? Um, that was probably too easy. What about let's see here. Justify.
Justify or justified?
Just Justify.
Justify. I think that's a real one. I think I remember hearing that name.
Yeah, it's the most recent Triple Crown winner.
Okay, that's where
Yeah.
we got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's where we stole it from. Yep. I mean, we can't make it easy. We can't. We gotta keep you on your toes. What about? Let's see here. What about Sunday Silence?
No.
Oh, that's actually a real name.
Oh.
1989. 1989. Some of these, if you're ever in Louisville, go to Churchill Downs. It's a cool museum. You can walk through all this. You can sit and watch old broadcasts of horse races. Like, you get on a computer, you pick the horse you want, and you get to watch the race that they won. It's kind of a cool interactive place. And then they take you out.
Can you bet on those races?
Yeah. Yep. It's just, it's like Back to the Future. We have all the answers.
It's like the 11/22/63 show when that's how they made their money, is they went and bet on the outcomes that they already knew.
All right. Yep. That's a good show. Did I tell you I did finish watching that?
Well, I heard you say that
on the podcast. I said it on the
podcast.
podcast. Yeah, I did watch it. I watched that thing hardcore, like all weekend. I just knocked it out. All right, so last one. Let's see if you can get this one. Unbridled Joy.
That is a horse's name.
It's not.
No. There was an unbridled something then.
I don't.
Unbridled Joy.
Not Unbridled Joy.
Interesting.
Yeah. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite horse? What's one horse that stands out to you?
Well, one horse that stands out to me is one that I helped break and that almost killed me. So that one stands out to me.
Sure. Was that horse's name Fast as Foul or what?
No, he had a pretty common name.
Like Hey Now?
It was Jasper, actually.
Jasper. Oh, not Iron Hoof?
No. But
okay.
The name that's, Secretariat obviously rings a bell.
Yep.
Then there was a horse a few years back that won 2 out of 3. It lost the third one. Obviously it's memorable because I can't remember the name, but anyway, yeah, I think it's interesting, the names of the horses. There's always going to be a story behind it, and I wish they had more time to tell the stories. Well, actually they do, because they're on the air.
They're on TV long. It's like a 6-hour show for 30 or for however long it takes to race.
Yeah,
but you're right.
2.5 minutes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There was a horse, like old timer horse, back in 1918. Of all names, not really all names. It's not anything horrible, but its name was Exterminator, and its nickname was actually Old Bones, and he got it because he was a beloved workhorse back then, and then he raced. So, Old Bones or Exterminator. So, so that's this weekend. Get your mint juleps, get your fancy hats and dresses and your ties and boa restrictors. I don't really know. That's a snake. Don't do that.
Constrictor, boa constrictor.
Boa
restrictor.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
That's
tomato.
Same
tomato.
Sentiment.
Tomato. So yeah. No. Anyways. So yeah. There you go.
Cool.
I'll be there. I'll get some dirt. I don't think last year they let us get dirt, but this year maybe we will. Last year it was cool being there after. It's when we go to Louisville, it's always the week after. So and it's interesting how much people are, things are still set up, like barricades and buildings haven't been taken down yet, and it's in a neighborhood. Do you remember when we went to? I think maybe we talked about this last year. Maybe we didn't. But you remember when we went to the bowl game, the Cotton Bowl?
I knew this. Where you going?
You remember that neighborhood that the Cotton Bowl was in?
Yeah.
Like bars on, just that's exactly where the Kentucky Derby kind of feels like. If you come in off a back entrance, it looks like it's probably great. I mean, but it just had that appearance like, oh, it's in this. Mm-hmm. This is where it's at, and when you look at it on the map, it's just right in the middle of the neighborhood. So
yeah,
but
the Cotton Bowl was on the state fairgrounds at the time,
correct?
And the state fairgrounds lot that you're talking about was in a rough part of it.
It's a rough,
for sure.
Yeah, and it all depends on what part of the town you like, what entrance you come in off of, and It always seems like we always come in the wrong entrance. But no, you drive in, you're like, I think we took a wrong turn, and then oh nope, here's traffic. Oh yeah. Hey, there it is. So
do you remember the complete, like, I don't know how many it was, 30 or 40 Harley Davidson motorcycle cops that were sitting right there too, like all lined up?
Yep.
I've never seen that many motorcycle cops in one place before.
And I do. So, I mean, obviously they're crowd control before and after, and then a lot of them are set up to help get like team buses and all that through. And plus, it's Texas. You never saw them because we always live in cold places where you don't get motorcycle cops that often.
True, but they also had a bunch of like cops on horses there too.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably really slow ones.
Probably not named after the Kentucky Derby winners.
No.
Probably names like Socks or Biscuits or Elmer.
Oh wow! All right, and we got our first glue joke. Oh, I do have a sounder for that, by the way.
Yeah.
And I missed it. I think it was right here. What was it?
Yeah, good job, producer.
We missed it. It needed to be real time. But yeah, no. Well, shout out to the first horse that wins, so we can all bet on you next time
in 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's so. Anyways, all right, man. That's all. That's really all I have. Did you have any other fun, exciting news? Anything that came to your mind? Anything you want to? I don't know. I didn't ask you today what you really had, but
no, I don't. I know you mentioned telling some bad jokes.
Well, I had a bad joke, and I was thinking about leaving it toward like the end, just to kind of end the show because it's I didn't. Did you have any history? We got away with like today in history stuff. Did you have anything today in history? For this week?
Yeah, I do. Let me look it up real quick.
I was trying to remember what happened. So let's see here. I always think about like things when I get history reminders. It's always seems to be local. Nothing ever comes to me. So
okay. Well, I looked up some stuff for because I mean, there's today in history, just in general, because history is a cool thing on this day in history.
Mm-hmm.
And we're coming. Sometimes I pick these things that are based on like the week, so it's not just today because we
Yeah.
we drop it when it
Understandable.
is. But
Yeah.
there's just different things out there. So I'm gonna go with sports history first.
Ooh. Okay.
And there's nothing happened today in sports history. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably baseball related and Kentucky Derby week.
Well, here's one that I bet you didn't know.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
On this day, there was a wedding in sports history.
A wedding in
A
Dennis
wedding.
Rodman.
Nope.
No.
Close. 2013.
2013.
Who got married on this day in 2013? You were in the right sport.
Basketball 2013?
Yep.
And it's like someone popular that I would know
Oh yeah. Yep.
and care about?
Yep.
I don't know.
It was not his first marriage. Michael Jordan got married on this day in history to his second wife, Yvette Prieto, in Palm Beach, Florida.
Dude, that guy's killing it owning NASCAR right now. Owning a NASCAR.
Yeah.
When he came out and challenged NASCAR for the way they used to be, right? The good old boys club.
Yeah.
He's really kind of put his money where, he's just kind of, he's winning. And I think that goes a long ways and people are excited about it. And I think I saw a clip not too long ago talking to the driver, and the driver is like, or the team, the owner or what, however they break down the I don't know how it all works out. And they're just like, Michael Jordan's gonna own us? What does he know about racing? Fun fact about Michael Jordan and NASCAR: he can't fit into the car. He is too big. Yeah. He has never been inside of a NASCAR. Huh. He's never raced one. He can't even drive one for fun because he doesn't fit. So,
all right. Well, there's a wedding. Here's some famous birthdays this week in history. There's a couple in sports, but then there's a few more in sports, but a couple in sports. You probably won't get these, so I won't ask you as a trivia question. Roger Hornsby was born this day in history, and in 1896 he was born, and a famous baseball player. Then George Gervin was born. Today is his 74th birthday, so nice. Happy birthday to them. But
happy birthday.
There's some famous people that were born this week. Jay Leno was born this week.
Okay.
Well, not this week, but this week in history.
Correct. Yeah.
Jay Leno shares a birthday with Saddam Hussein.
Wowzers.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. Fun fact.
And then there was a president.
Have a fun fact about Jay Leno.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he wears the same blue shirt and blue jeans on all of his TV shows. Yeah, I mean, literally, that dude, his car collection is amazing.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
Yeah.
There was a president born on this day in history, April 27th, 1822. Do you know which president it was?
Yes, because I'm looking at it right now on my screen because I looked it up too.
Good job.
Yeah, Mr. Grant.
That's right. President Grant.
Yeah.
There's a hot take for you.
Oh.
That's all I got, by the way. But
that's a hot take?
No. Why is it that we don't? I think we've talked about this before, but so some of the living former presidents were interviewed this week as they're trying to unite the country around some things, and I saw some interviews with President Bush and President Obama and President Clinton. But why is it that we still call some presidents president, but others we don't?
Like, instead of, like, we say, for instance, like, when we talk about Obama, we say Barack Obama versus saying President Obama. Is that kind of what you're going at? Or Bush in those cases?
Yeah, or just Obama or Mr. Grandpa Biden or Grandpa Joe. Or why do you think it's strictly only because of whether we like the person or not as a president?
I think it's based off of how you respect the person.
So I think that's probably true in most cases, but here's another thing that just kind of irritates me about that. If you're in the media, especially the news media, and you're addressing these people, then use the same respect and reverence for all of them. I don't care what news podcast or news channel you're on. If you're a Democrat, honor the Republican presidents correctly. If you're a Republican, honor the Democratic presidents correctly. Come on, don't be juvenile.
Yeah, and I it's a totally disrespectful thing. I agree. I get it. To me, I think at some point, well, because I think about this when we have, like, at church, right? Old, pastors, we say pastor, whatever, unless they correct you, right? And then you've learned it. We never say former pastor, whatever. But that makes me think, is it disrespectful to call that person who's not the president still the president when there's a president in the same building? So maybe it's all about where they're located. I don't really know.
No, I think you were onto something with the pastor thing.
Pastors, no, I agree. Yeah.
That's another one. Yeah, when the title deserves respect and honor, give the title.
Correct.
Yeah.
No matter what your opinion is of said person.
Correct. I agree.
But thanks for your hot take. Two more things. Mayday baskets. Are you going to be doing Mayday baskets this year? This coming week? You going to go around and have you seen Mayday baskets around? Does anybody do them anymore because of Ring cameras? I want somebody to just throw candy at my doorstep. So if you're in my area, just bring me a bag of candy and leave it. I don't care. I would love a Mayday basket. Why don't adults do Mayday baskets for our besties?
Here's the thing that I think could be a regional thing.
There you go. You think it's regional?
It could be. I can't remember. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's a everywhere thing.
Do you think it's a Midwest thing?
I'm leaning that way.
Okay, because you did it growing up, right?
Well, I don't know that we did a couple times, or we had people that gave us some, but it wasn't a regular celebration for our family. No,
I gotcha. We should bring it back. Adult version of Mayday baskets for your best friends. We should bring it back. Send your best friend a Mayday basket full of their favorite things. Doesn't just have to be chocolate if they choose to, but I think that would be funny. I don't know.
Yeah. And ding dong ditch them.
Yeah, or just leave it there and don't knock and just let them find it later.
But now, isn't that what DoorDash is?
They're just Maydays for adults. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
DoorDash and Uber Eats is the current day Mayday baskets for adults.
So send your best friend a 6-pack or some candy.
Yes, because you can do that from anywhere. Oh my gosh, BJ.
Yeah.
You're on to something.
No, I'm not. I'm not making the money from that one. Here's the thing.
Well, you're onto the concept.
You want to know something? Here's a crazy fact for you.
Mm-hmm.
The founder and owner of I think it's Airbnb.
Okay.
besides their own personal stuff, do not own houses.
They don't own any houses
No,
for
for Airbnb.
Okay.
They've made their money without owning a house in their company. The owner of the founder and owner of Uber.
Okay.
Doesn't drive his own car. Doesn't have a car. It's like, how do these people make so much money on other people's stuff? Houses, cars. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? It's concepts.
Probably there's a company out there that does like Airbnbs for pools. You can rent out people's backyard pools.
Okay.
They probably don't own a pool.
Yeah.
They're just like, I wanted a pool one time, so I created. So I go to other people's pools.
Makes sense.
Be in their pool.
Good for them.
All right. Well, two things to close up this podcast.
Okay.
Be aware. So I'm telling you, this is the week to be aware. And going into next week, this is a shout out. Be on the lookout for spam emails. Not from us. But in 1978 was the first spam email that went out. 1978. Okay. If anybody who's listening to us right now, who's younger, who doesn't know how emails became, but seriously, emails back in 1978, when we were sending spam, went to 400 people. 400 people at this company. They did their first unsolicited mass email, spam email.
Wow.
So be on the lookout. Your corporate company you work for, they could be testing spam this week or going into next week because of that.
I like mine fried.
You like yours fried? I can't even say I've actually had spam before. So I have probably had it in some kind of concoction of some sort. But
yeah. What's your other thing?
Right. Well, I have a dad joke of the day.
Okay.
It's dumb.
Okay.
How dumb is it?
How dumb is it?
How do you get computers or phones or tablets drunk?
I don't know how.
You take you have them take screen. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That was completely stupid. I don't even know why I saw that joke and I laughed.
Now that has to become the new sound clip for every joke we tell then.
The shots one?
Yeah.
It's on there. It's
there. Ready?
You got a joke?
What has 5 fingers and is not your hand?
Your other hand?
My hand. I got another one for you.
Okay, I have a different clip to play for you.
Okay. What did the zebra say when he saw a piano?
I don't know. Oh, hang on. I got something. No. I got it. You ready? What did the zebra... No, say it again.
What did the zebra say when he saw a piano?
It rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
Is that right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dad?
Let's see it. Dad. Oh my gosh. We need a hobby. All right, man.
I got one more.
Oh, okay.
Why don't dinosaurs talk?
Why don't dinosaurs talk?
Yeah.
Why don't I know this answer?
Because they're dead.
Oh. I told a really bad dead joke this week with my son.
Ooh.
I don't know why he's never heard this, but I said, why, we've done this on the show, or we've done it in person 100 times, is, why do they put fences around cemeteries? Do you know why?
To keep people out.
No, because they're all dying to get in.
Oh, they're all. Speaking of cemeteries, have you seen those reels of the Teslas that are driving through the cemeteries?
Yes, and they pick up people.
They pick up the people.
Yes,
walking? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We should go rent a Turo and get a Tesla and go test it out.
Check it out. We could do a live feed on that and check it out.
Dude, have you ever spent a night in a cemetery?
No.
Okay. Me either. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay. Anything going on this weekend? Have a fun week, everybody.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything pressing, I don't think. So let's end on a good note.
Or
it rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
All right. Have a good week, man.
You
Everybody,
too.
have a great one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming. I hope you're all doing well.
Have a great night. We'll see you next time.
See you later.